Alright, welcome back Virtual Pool fans. Today we're going to be doing the finale to the 15 ball break and run on the road to 15. You can see on the left side of your screen there my previous attempts at the 11, the 12, the 13, and the 14 ball run. 14 ball was my best with 10 attempts. I did promise to anybody who's closest to picking the number of attempts without going over will win a t-shirt today, so we will disclose that towards the end of the video. So these are the shirts that are up for grabs, and we will get there towards the end of the show. So I do have a couple balls down on the break and a pretty decent spread, something that I feel is runnable. I do have a little cluster in the top right hand corner. I think I'll have to combo my way out of that to start things off here. But I think I should be able to get out. So one goes down, moving some balls around to get started. Still trying to figure out this combo to uncluster that corner. You can see the bottom half of the table is pretty wide open. If I can just figure out my problems early, I can get on a course to finishing this rack. So I broke that up a bit. Time you want some clusters, you gotta figure out a way to address those early, because with every ball that goes down, you're losing an opportunity to break into something. So with rotation, you might be forced into it faster than you wanted, because you are shooting the balls in numerically. A little straight on that 3 ball. We're finishing this half of the table here. As far as this challenge goes, about a year ago, I did do the same series, only I took ball in hand for every run except for the 14 ball break and run, which I did do clean. So this time around, I just wanted to eliminate the ball in hand option and break and run clean, and see if I could do 11 through 15. So today is the finale to that exercise. It's a good mental exercise, and I feel it helps sharpen up your 9 and 10 ball game a bit. Every time you add a ball to the game that you have to pocket numerically, it makes the game so much more challenging. Just one ball changes the dynamic of the game completely. So it's a fun little mental exercise, and it really will test your will, because you spend a few hours down on the table trying to figure things out. At least I did. So now you see my problem ball here is on the left side of the table, and it's right up against the rail. It won't go in the side pocket, so I have to figure out a way to bump that. And because what you just seen on my last shot, I wanted to be more center of the table, and this was really my first mistake of the game. So now I'm going to have to avoid being hooked, and I'm going to send the cue ball back out to center of the table so I have a shot at the 11 ball. And now I'm recognizing that this is going to be my only opportunity to break that ball off of the side rail there. So I'm going to shoot the 11 ball in with some right English and try to get a hit on which I believe it's the 12 ball. I didn't label any of these for my practice attempts, so bear with me on that. I make a really good hit, but unfortunately I have to shoot over the ball now, and my object ball is straight into the bottom right hand corner. So big problem here. I mean, anywhere else that cue ball would have landed that's not me directly shooting over a ball would have been ideal. I just fouled there, by the way. So now I've really done it. I gotta jack over this ball and try to force some position here, which you see is a disaster. So missed by a mile. That was attempt number 2. All right, moving along. So if anybody picked numbers 1 and 2 for the t-shirt giveaway, you have been eliminated. So we're going to give another attempt here at the 15 ball break and run. And once again, I have a similar break to the one before it, where I have some clusters in the top right hand corner, and I'm going to need to combo my way out of a painful situation. So 10 balls in the way there. I leave the 1 in the corner pocket, and you know, as you guys recall, you know, comboing balls, you definitely want to make sure that whatever that object ball is, you're going to have a shot on the next shot, because just slamming something hard and hoping that something drops is not the way to combo ball. So you have to be prepared for all of the outcomes that could happen. Things get weird and things get tricky when you're comboing balls, I found. So I'm just off comboing everything now, like a combo madman on a path to complete 15 balls run. Everything's wide open now, spread out. Start picking some things off. 5 ball goes in the right side pocket there. Pacing around the table, trying to figure things out. Bottom on the 6 ball. Put the 7 in the bottom right hand corner. You see the 8 is right next to that, so Eight's the 9's a little tricky. Make sure I give myself enough of an angle off of the 7 to the 8 so I can get to the 9. I think once I get to the 9, I feel pretty confident about the rest of the rack. I say that now, right? Draw back just a little bit. 1 more, 2 more rolls would have been perfect for that, but I'll take it. And walk the 9 down to the bottom right hand corner. Very clean shot there. Back out in the center of the table for the 10 ball. A little bit too much of a roll, but we are going to make it work. The more you get out of line, the more you seem to get out of line on the next shot and the next shot after that. And normally in pool, it's, you know, the shot you miss can really be shots before it, you know, that put you in that bad position. So you're gonna kind of see that now. Things are getting a little sloppy here. For this shot, I wanted to just draw back and pocket both these balls in that same corner, but I get a little sloppy there and I end up bumping that ball. Thankfully, it's still makeable, but now I'm completely out of line. 15 balls in the center of the table. That's easy to pocket, but I have to get on the 14, which you can see is at the top of the table there. And I get on it pretty good, except I'm a little bit too straight. And I have to make my way somehow back towards the center of the table for the 15. Or at least give myself a half of a chance. So, and I think I'm using a short stick here. It is a tight squeeze with the 8-footer in the basement. So we're going to put some top on this 14 ball. I'm basically trying to force this into the corner and get back out to have a decent shot at the 15, which I botched. And that attempt is now over. So that would be attempt number 66. So we were definitely in the grinder for this one. Most people guessed before 50 attempts. So sorry to let everybody down, guys. I'm not as good as YouTube may have you believe that I am. So that was attempt number 66. All right, so moving along. This will be my last attempt before the one that I actually finish. So I think I only have one ball down the break here, and the break is very important for the 15 ball run. If you can start off with 2 or 3, hell, even 4 balls down, and you only have to run 11 of them, you're in a good spot. But 1 ball down on the break is just not enough. It's too many things, too many obstacles, and unless your cue ball control is perfect, which mine is not, it's really challenging to move around the table with so much stuff out there. So a lot of landmines. Definitely not my best spread of the attempts, but every ball has a pocket, and that's really all you can ask for. So there's a mess up there. You can see my frustration. Played a lot of racks, and I kind of just keep running through these one after one after another. And I'd advise anybody that's doing it, once you've had a few racks in a row that didn't go very well, take a break, get yourself a water or a Gatorade or something, and just kind of sit down and think about, I'm out here trying to shoot my way out of it. That was a really good shot on the 5. Good recovery. The 8 and the 9, you can see they're a little bit tied up. But the 8 will go in the corner, in the side pocket, so I wasn't too worried about it. Although I end up on the wrong side of the 7, that was another terrible mistake. But I decided to just crash into the 8 and 9. A little bit frustrated with my play here. Once again, going back to I probably should have took a break, but too proud, man. I'm gonna shoot my way out of this. Can't even pick up the template rack. I'm so frustrated. What? That's the game. I was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and we were talking about how frustrating video games are. You get so far and then you screw up, or back in the day the game would freeze and you'd have to redo the whole damn thing. It's like with no starting point. It's like I don't think anything besides pool has ever made me so frustrated in a game before. So definitely video games is right up there. So it would be the second best. So I feel here that once again I'm out. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on myself. That's probably unnecessary. Anytime you get down to the last few balls and you can kind of see that finish line, you don't want to do anything that's too incredibly stupid. Which right here, I could have been better on this ball. I'm going to force myself to have a tough angle. And as you recall, for the 14 ball break and run, this was pretty similar to the way I finished the game, except for the 14 was up against the rail.
Oh my fucking god.
So, to me, that was an easy shot, and I botched that one pretty bad. And that was it, attempt number 70. in the history books as a failed attempt. So, pulling the balls back out, we're re-racking them again to finish this thing off. And now for the rack that finally did it, the final attempt. How many attempts will it be? Most of all of you guys have been eliminated. As I said before, sorry to let you guys down. Most of you guys picked below 50. So, I don't know if you were paying attention to my previous attempts, but I think that 14 ball break and run threw everybody off with it only being 14 or 10 attempts, I'm sorry. That was my best. So this rack will not be easy. As you can see out of all the attempts I've shown you today, that this one, the spread, is probably the toughest. So one of the two is a little tricky. Got to get the cue ball back on the other side of the table. You see my problem ball I just showed you there was the 7, which has been my problem ball in a few racks. The 3 to the 4 is tough because each one of them are on opposite rails. So moving the cue ball back around from side to side there is a little tricky. Gotta get back out of the danger zone with this 2 ball. I get perfect on the 3. So after 3 hours of shooting pool, I'm feeling pretty good. I get tight on the 4, but a good angle. I gotta go back for the 5. And the key here is to just making sure I'm not getting straight on any of these shots, because you don't want to be straight up against the rail with a ball, with your object ball that's straight up against the rail and you have no angle to maneuver around. So this 5 to the 7 is the shot of the game. It's the trickiest shot. It is what they call the out, and it's going to be my best out of the entire series, and just overall one of the best outs I've ever had. So I just want to draw it back to a rail and then back into the 9 and the 7, which I do perfectly. I mean, I couldn't have asked for that as far as the outcome goes, but you know, you got to have a little bit of luck in this game. I just wanted to make a good hit and crash into the 9 and 7 and just give me a chance. So now I realize that was my out. The 7's broken up, and I can see the finish line. I can tell that I can win this thing out. Just got to settle the nerves a little bit. We're going to put some top English on that. The 8 in the side pocket. I'm going to draw back off the 8 for the 9 in the other side pocket there. Got a tripod behind me, so I got to use a short cue. I've been in this spot before. Should have made a compilation of all the misses from the short cue. It cost me a lot of racks along this series. So 9 goes down nicely in the side pocket. Just going to kind of leave the cue there. I'm going to put the 11 ball in the side pocket. Move the bottom on the cue ball. And I'm talking about a half a roll more and I would have been hooked. So I'm really glad that turned out well. 12 is going to go nicely in the bottom left-hand corner. The blood is pumping. 13 I'm going to send up rail in the top left-hand corner, which will get me in nice position to finish this thing off. The 15 ball break and run. 15 is going to go in the bottom right hand corner. Taking some deep breaths, although the shot is easy. No shots are easy in pool. 15 goes down, completing the 15 ball break and run on the road to 15 with attempt number 84. So all the guesses were way off. It was a high number, and the closest to it was Hermione with the pick of 83. So the person with the least amount of faith in me wins the t-shirt. I'm going to have all my information in the description of the video so you can contact me with the size and color that you'd like, and we'll get that sent out to you. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, hit 'em well.